Ladies and gentlemen, the Buffalo Bills are set to take on the Baltimore Ravens this evening. Sunday night football, week one. And I got to tell you, I have already given you my final record prediction, or my final score prediction, rather. I have it at 24-20, largely because I feel like the absence of Patrick Ricard and Isaiah Likely is far more significant than Buffalo Bills losing out on Tre'Davious White, who is more than likely going to be listed as a no-show for this evening. But I got to tell you what, a 24-20 type matchup is not what I want to see. I want to see an absolute beatdown, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see the Buffalo Bills go out in their home stadium, the final home opener in Buffalo Bills Rich Stadium, the Ralph Stadium history. I want a belt to ass. I want it to be belt to ass. I want James Cook to run all over that run defense. I want our pass rush to cause disruptions in the backfield. I want to see Lamar Jackson get sacked 4 to 5 times. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want this Buffalo Bills team to go out there and make a statement to the rest of the NFL that you're damn right we're back, America? Deal with it. We are an AFC elite team, and tonight is the opportunity for us to prove that. So while I think this game is going to be close, I certainly do, especially since both teams are likely going to be rusty. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the first quarter that this game is tied 3-3 or 7-7, 0-0. Who knows? Maybe it's a defensive shutout. Who knows? But at the end of the day, folks, at the end of the damn day, my prediction and my expectations are very far apart. I want an ass beating. Spam Go Bills in the chat right now. Spam Go Bills in the chat right now. Let's build up the energy on this stream. This is my pregame final thoughts of the evening. Let's get it going because NFL football is right around the corner in exactly an hour. My ass is going to be rotting on the couch watching Red Zone all the way up until kickoff when I come back for my live play-by-play reaction. Spam Go Bills in the chat right now. Let's get this going, guys. Guys, look, say, for example, you haven't done this already. So y'all need to go on ahead. Y'all need to download Sleeper. This is the #1 player prop betting app on the platform today. And so I play fantasy football on it. And more importantly, I end up giving my sleeper picks each and every single day. The best part about it is that they are matching 100% of your first deposit all the way up to $100. So you're basically getting free money to take advantage of some of the best picks on the face of the planet. You guys already know that I am going to be locking in on James Cook over 10.5 receiving yards, right? Once you end up going into it. In fact, here you go. Here's my picks. Here's my stub of what I just ended up doing not too long ago. We have Dalton Kincaid over 32.5 receiving yards. Joe Burrow over half a passing yard. I was sweating that one. I'm not sure if he's going to get it done against the Cleveland Browns. I'm not going to lie to you. And James Cook over 10.5 receiving yards, guys. That $10 wins me 55. You could see rewards up to 1,000x as long as you end up hitting each and every single one of your parlays. Go on ahead and get in on the action, folks. Several of you have already told me that you have downloaded Sleeper already. Get in on the action, folks. Let's talk a little business. Shout out to Sleeper for being a proud partner of this channel, and let's talk some money. We have Steven coming on in saying, my fantasy is on Sleeper. Steven, say, for example, you want to get in on the action on Sleeper picks. Simply just go to the picks portion and use my code DONMAFIA for a 100% deposit match up to $100. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity, guys. Shout out to Sleeper for being dogs and sponsoring your boy. The most wonderful time of the year, Bills media outlet. Preach it, preach it, preach it. Bills football is back. Should I start Keon in fantasy today? Who are your other wide receivers? That is another question I would like to hear. 916 California checking in. Let's go, Buffalo. That's what I'm talking about, man. California's in the building, up and early. And so I know for me, typically on week one of the NFL season, or really any week in the NFL season, I'm up like a kid at Christmas. Like I am wide awake typically at 5 a.m. I have NFL pregame on my television. I'm going through my fantasy lineup. locked in on any Bills updates that could be coming up. Man, it's been a while, but for the love of God, I am so glad. I am so glad, folks, that football season is back. It was a long and arduous offseason, but here we are. Folks, as you know, I am super nosy. So why don't you go on ahead and sound off? Where are you tuning in from? What corner of the United States, what corner of the globe are you tapping in from this morning? Let me know. Do not be shy. I am talking to the lurkers in here, who several of you probably just like watching. Maybe you don't engage too often in the live chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from and tell me your thoughts on this game. And more importantly, hit that thumbs up sign. Where it stands right now, we're looking at 130 of you are on YouTube, 57 of you are on X. Hit that thumbs up sign, guys. We need 130 like buttons. No questions asked. Takes 3 seconds. Go on ahead and lock it in. Let's see where everybody is, man. All right, dude. We have DJ Finesse at the Tesla factory, South Buffalo. My boy DJ Finesse, I hope all is well. Sharon, Pennsylvania is in the building. Dan, I got the Bills winning 34-24. I would absolutely love that. We have Lansing, Michigan is in the building. Montana gang is in the building. Florida, Cumming, Georgia. Durham, North Carolina. North Carolina, go Bills. Miami, Florida. My closet. What's going on, TJ Skill? What did you do for you to be in your closet? That's the question. 845 Poughkeepsie, New York. England is in the building. Virginia Beach is in the building. Niagara Falls, OBX, the Outer Banks, North Carolina. Stevens tuning on in. I could appreciate that. Cali, we are finally here. Go Bills. We have Chattanooga in the building. Bloomington, Indiana. My other receivers are Nico Collins. We have Demario Douglas and Romeo Dobbs. Yeah, I'd probably start Keon Coleman. I'd probably bench Romeo Dobbs. And so I like everybody else. We have Tallahassee, Florida, and I think we can stop the run. We win 28-24. So one thing that I really feel good about during this game is not sure how locked in many of you are in X's and O's of football, but the Ravens missing out on Patrick Ricard and Isaiah Likely means that they probably won't be relying much on 12-man personnel, which is utilizing 2 tight ends and a fullback to get their run game going. They're going to have to reposition to an 11-man front or 11-man personnel, which is 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end, which is not a formation that they typically like to run out of. I have a feeling that those 2 players being out is going to force the Ravens to run out of a formation that they're not particularly comfortable with. And that's going to, at the very least, slow their run game sort of attack plan, right? And why the Ravens are so dynamic, typically, like any NFL team, right in the pass game, is due to them being able to establish the run earlier. So I do agree with you. So I do feel like that we will end up having a pretty good game against them on the run, because Baltimore is going to have to sort of switch their identity up a bit. As long as Buffalo rushes 5, as long as Buffalo runs a lot of man coverage, I have a really good feeling about this game. I really, really do. And so I think it's going to be close. But again, like I said, my expectations and my prediction are so far apart. So my prediction is that this is going to be a heart attack game for us. And I am going to be pacing back and forth in this office all evening long. I'm probably going to beat the hell out of Bob behind me for a couple of plays. But my expectations are belt to ass. That's what I want to see from this team. What I want and what I predict are 2 different things. Maryland is in the building. Cape Coral, Florida, Toronto, LFG, upstate New York. We have Pez. I'm 2 hours from you. Go Bills. Dan, what's up? College football has been amazing so far through 2 weeks. I agree. We have Louisville, Kentucky, Columbus, Ohio, Forestville, New York, Oakland, California. Go Bills. Titusville, Georgia, Rochester, New York. The Dirty Roch is in the building. What's going on? I forgot who told me. So the nickname for that city, but from there, it was absolutely insane. My keys to the game. So Milano on the field with Dorian Williams. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I am much more keen of having Bernard out there with Milano, but hey, I mean, we'll see. I mean, maybe Dorian Williams goes out there and has a game. I think Keon Coleman has himself a game tonight. Wouldn't that be ideal? Chargers and Chiefs was a great game. Justin Herbert really stepped up and got things done. Chiefs just seemed off a bit. Look, so again, I think it is way too early to write off the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not writing them off until I see them eliminated from the playoffs, and I'm not particularly sure that I could see that. Giving the fact that the Chiefs have great coaches and mentors, one game doesn't defy them. I wouldn't rule them out of the playoffs, but I'm glad we know they're not getting the number one seed. We have Jonathan. How does Shaq Thompson factor in on our rundowns? So I got to tell you what, man, do not be surprised if Shaq Thompson is a healthy scratch today. Maybe he's good. I'm not entirely sure that he'll be out there. As far as Mulatto and Bernard say that he is not a healthy scratch, I don't necessarily see him out there for more than 15 to 20% of the snaps. But in my opinion, he's the next man up for, say, that Milano and or Bernard goes down with an injury at any point during the season, because he's the most versatile linebacker that we have, right? He's good in coverage. He's good in run defense, and he can play both Mike and off-ball linebacker. Where it goes into Joe Andreessen, who's really only a Mike, and it goes into Dorian Williams, who ideally is more just an off-ball kind of guy. Both Andreessen and Dorian Williams aren't that good in coverage. So Shaq Thompson is the next man up, but that's going to be a question. Ravens for Life 716 is saying, means nothing. We got Kohler. He's a beast. Nothing will slow our run. You're prying blown out loading. Ravens fan for Life 716. So here's the question. Are you going to disappear again like you did last year during the playoffs? Promise me that if Buffalo wins tomorrow, that you will not disappear for 6 months, because you did. Because you did disappear last month for 6 months, like when the Buffalo Bills sent you home during the playoffs. So here's my thing about Kohler, right? Like, he's a tight end 3, dude. Like, he's a tight end 3. Like, sometimes your scheme is only as good as the personnel that you have. So if you think that he's going to go out there and he's going to be putting up the exact same production and athleticism as Isaiah Likely, I feel like that's just delusional at that point. I feel like that's just delusional. But Brian is coming in. You have to take into consideration their screen game with Hill and Mitchell won't be easy. For sure. Listen, they are going to be presenting several challenges for this team, and we need to rise to the occasion. I'm hoping that we are able to stop the screen, because that has been something Buffalo has struggled with tremendously right in the past. But yeah. How much do you think the Bills will play with 3 linebackers today? I don't think that we will. Maybe 10, 20% of the snaps. Because, so here's how I look at it, right? When you play with 3 linebackers, that means that you take Taron Johnson off of the field. That's what that means. I'm not entirely sure that I feel comfortable taking Taron Johnson off of the field, especially since more than likely he's going to be covering Zay Flowers. I genuinely believe, due to some of the personnel being out from Baltimore, that we're going to be fine stopping the run as they run out of 11-man personnel. It's going to be a bit more predictable. So 4-3 for me is only when we absolutely need it. If Taron Johnson is out, if we have a lot of injuries in the secondary. So rarely this evening. I think Buffalo really rolls out a very similar plan to what we did during the playoffs. And so I think that we do a lot of 5-man rush, and I think we run a lot of man coverage. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Dan was wondering if you could take 30 seconds to explain how much the impact will be of Kansas City losing Worthy likely for the season. I didn't hear that it was likely for the season. Let me fact check that for a second. Because yesterday I was relatively unplugged. I was watching a little bit of college football, but for the most part, I didn't get what it was like. He got a shoulder injury, suffered a dislocated shoulder versus the Chargers, and he's still undergoing tests to determine the severity. And there is hope that he can return sometime this season with a brace, but surgery is still an option. Okay. So the Kansas City Chiefs did not look too good, right? So this past matchup on Friday, they did figure it out toward the second half, at least offensively. And so Pat looked a hell of a lot better during the second. His receivers started making some impact plays. But So with Rashee Rice being out for the first 6 games, so I'm pretty sure that the Chiefs have the Ravens, they have the Lions, and they have the Eagles. 3 out of the next 4 weeks. So their defense also ended up showing quite a few holes, right? Say that Chris Jones was not winning automatically. They weren't getting a lot of pass rush right outside of McDuffie. And so a lot of the receivers over in LA were having their way with them. So I think the Chiefs are going to be presented with some challenges this year, for sure. I'm curious to see what these next 4 weeks look like for them. Can they make adjustments? We're going to have to see. Week 1, baby. Absolutely, my friend. Week 1 is in here. Let's talk about that. Lions and Packers game is going to be so good, too, I think. Big Daddy D, what's up, Dan? Forestville, New York. No work lurking today. That's what I'm talking about. We got Drizzy in the building. Who's your sleeper for tonight's game, Dan, for the Bills? Give me Ty Johnson in the receiving game. I think that he's going to have a big one. Need turnover and pressure. Let's go Bosa and Groot. Ed Oliver need pressure. Status. Chiefs didn't have their MVPs, the refs. Bills fans coming in. Don't be surprised if Jordan Hancock will be starting safety for the Buffalo Bills. At what point? I feel like that's the question. Like, when will he possibly be the starter? I wonder if he's activated today. He could be a healthy scratch. In fact, I think it's going to be Landon Jackson, Jordan Hancock are definitely healthy scratches today. Maybe Damar Hamlin's a healthy scratch. Who knows? But yes, I am a big Jordan Hancock guy, and I would be very happy if he does end up winning that starting safety position at one point during the season. Sanders, Walker, and Strong all playing. Hope they bring it today, and we need them to step up. I was just about to say that. Yes, you were. Let me go ahead and scroll down a little bit and talk to my people. We have local evening news. We have Deion Walker handicapping Ravens run game tonight. Ravens fans will be thinking, dude, you know what? Some X factors tonight probably have to be our rookie defensive tackles. While I think that they're not going to be getting close to the amount of snaps that Ed Oliver and Taquan Jones are having, I feel like that's a strength for us, right? Because they are going to be having fresh legs. They can go out there and make the most out of their opportunities. I would love for them both to have some pretty big splash plays and really welcome to Buffalo type moment, if you will. Ricard or no Ricard, true. He makes it easier, and I know Buffalo held him to under 100 yards for just 2 games, but still one of the best backs in the league. So don't be surprised, especially standing next to Lamar Jackson. I mean, yeah, dude, like we'll see, right? So we'll see what's going on. So I'm not counting out. This Ravens team. I've already said that I think this game is going to be 24-20. I have Buffalo winning due to these injuries. Not necessarily due to their production, but due to the fact that, yes, you have some interesting pieces, but you don't have the foundational pieces. And that's Likely and Ricard, who are tremendous run blockers. So whoever you have out there that's replacing them, even if they end up, say that they do end up doing well, they haven't really been doing a lot of first team reps all offseason, right? Like this was kind of a surprise to like these players. Then you're going into Buffalo, where we were undefeated at home last year. And yes, our home field advantage is an actual advantage. It certainly is. I don't know. And so I just think that Baltimore is going to start off rusty, and I don't think Buffalo is going to start off rusty at all. We have Jeffrey. James Cook is going to blast off. I am calling it. Bills media outlet. What I predict is belt to ass. I would love that. I'm thinking Ty Johnson tears it up too. Don't we all? Hey, Dan, can we get a shout song? William Dinkins. As soon as we score our first touchdown, my friend. As soon as we score our first touchdown. Folks, I want to remind everybody that I am giving my live play-by-play reaction this evening on the YouTube channel. So say, for example, that you are new here and you want to hop on, cheer the Buffalo Bills on with me, subscribe and turn on bell notifications, and I hope to see each and every single one of you there. It's going to be a hell of a night. I will be most excited in person in the world if we win tonight. Tough opponent. Great opportunity. Garrett, I'm excited to see how the D-line does with the new guys, you and me both. We have Jonathan. So the DTs need to push the pockets up, and DNs need to contain. I know. I know. We need Cook to run for 150 yards with 2 touchdowns. Go Bills. Very off-topic question, but what was the last Madden you played? Like Madden 24? Yeah, bro. I'm not much of a video game guy, but who knows? Maybe I'll dust off the controller sometime soon. So I've been waiting 8 months for this. Go Bills, baby. Hayden France, it's been a while, my friend. How you doing? Dan, I want that Jim Kelly frame jersey behind you. Oh, man. I don't know, man. And so I am starting giveaways again next week. But unfortunately, that one is mine. First time in Buffalo from Colorado, going to my first ever Bills game in person. Go Bills, dude. Have a great time. I hope you are tailgating already. I hope you are taking in the atmosphere right outside of the stadium. It's going to be a hell of a game. Dan, my it factors on defense for today is Joey Bosa and Matt Milano, and on offense, James Cook and the tight ends. They should be, but more so James Cook in the receiving game side of things, and Dalton Kincaid and our tight ends as well. The Baltimore Ravens defense is very good. Very, very good. However, where their weaknesses are is stopping running backs in the receiving game. So the mobile quarterbacks, and same thing with tight ends. So that, in my opinion, needs to be the game plan. Honestly, I think that James Cook might go off tonight. I feel like that's the trend in this chat already, man. Who do you think is going to cover CB spot since Trey is not going to play? So it's all speculation at this point, but I think it's going to be Dorian Strong, 6th round pick. Going undefeated at home this year as well. I love this. Absolutely love it. Shout out to the $5 super chat. Thaddeus92, what is up? If we lose this game, it's not terrible. We will go on a long win streak, and Balt has a very tough schedule. For sure. Like, so as far as like playoff implications, I really don't think it has much playoff implications, especially when you compare strength of schedule to Baltimore and Buffalo. Like, there's a strong possibility that from week 2 until week 11, like, we win all of those games. It's literally a cupcake schedule. It's literally a cupcake schedule where the Baltimore Ravens have their own division and they play the NFC North as well. It's very tough. And so they also play a first place schedule. So I'm not buying into the fact that this game really has a lot of playoff implications. It's more so bragging rights. It's a narrative game, right? I'm sure a lot of us like want to laugh at people that questioned if Josh Allen deserved the MVP last year. If he goes out there and he puts belt to ass, then that's an entire different conversation, man. We got Jared. I've got a Jim Kelly jersey from when he was playing. I can still wear it. It was the only size they had here in Texas, where I'm from. My dad got it for me, and I've kept it for 30 years. Jared, I hope you're watching it. And so I hope that you're wearing it tonight for the game. Good afternoon, Dan. I will be watching your channel, Bills versus Ravens. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys setting up and ready to go. Acting like Buffalo has top 10 wide receivers and DBs, etc. So the Baltimore will torch the Bills' DBs, which will let Henry eat like he did last year. But here's the deal, Devin. I feel like you're looking at the week 3 matchup where we were without Taylor Rapp. We didn't have Christian Benford. We didn't have Taron Johnson. We didn't have Bernard. We didn't have Matt Milano. But then all of those guys were back during the playoffs. And Henry had like 70 yards last year. So I feel like a lot of Ravens fans are looking at that week 3 matchup. Oh, and by the way, so with Josh Allen had a broken hand during that game too, was playing through a broken hand. So I'm not really sure why you're using that week 3 matchup, and y'all were at home. And so you're sure that they're going to torch like the exact same defense you played last year in the playoffs that had 2 turnovers, that took the ball away from you twice, and the same offense that was able to really get the most out of your defense, like when it mattered most? I just wouldn't use that as an example. Like a lot of Ravens fans I'm talking to are like using that week 3 like as an example where they should be looking at the playoff game, because dude. So you're basically going against the exact same defense as you did during the playoffs. Exact same one. So if you think it's going to be like a 40-3 beat down by the Buffalo Bills with a quarterback that does not have a broken hand with the exact same defense. And as far as lack of CB2, like last year we had Rasul Douglas out there. Like as much as I love Rasul, he had a terrible season all year last year. Like so so our defense is completely the same. And so our defense is completely the same. You know what I mean? But hey, listen, I love the confidence. And so I always do. And so are you going to be love while watching the Bills game? Absolutely. You already know that. Love you, Dan. Go Bills, baby. Hamper and Tide Gaming. Francisco, let's go, Dan. From Brooklyn, New York, go Bills. Got tickets for the Saints versus Bills. First time ever going to Highmark Stadium. And the last time until we end up getting the new one. So Lamar Jackson only has one career playoff win that Stroud or Jaden Daniels kind of, well, hey, listen, he's a really good quarterback. And so I'm not shitting on Lamar Jackson. I just think that this Buffalo Bills team is a better team than Baltimore. And I'm rooting for my team to win. I'm confident that my team is going to win, much like Baltimore Ravens fans are confident that their team is going to win. Nothing wrong with that. Go to game day snack, Dan. For me, I have my Traeger grill right outside. I'm probably going to make some wings, especially during the red zone period of my NFL watch time, right? And we'll see. Spidey Munn, what you cooking up on the grill for the game today, Dan? So I picked up some burgers today from Publix, and so I also picked up some fillets as well. So I'm probably about to chef up some filet mignons and make that happen. I'm sorry, but there's a big difference between being confident and delusional, though. Who's being delusional? Like, that's the question. I've already said that we win 24-20. Highly, like, that's not really a delusional take to me. We have Josh Allen's stats prediction. 60 on the ground, 270 in the air, 3 total touchdowns. We have James Cook with 2 as well. Let's see. Go Bills. They are winning tonight. They certainly are. They certainly are. Go Bills. And do you watch the game on Red Zone or NFL Sunday Ticket? So I have Sunday Ticket and Red Zone. I'm probably going to be watching the 1 o'clock games on Red Zone, though, starting in a bit. This is the Ravens Super Bowl. We have Blair's in the building. We have Josh Allen has 250 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, and 1 passing. Okay. Hey, dude, I do not hate that whatsoever. You could actually predict all of that right now over on Sleeper. So like I said here, folks, right now with the Josh Allen lines, and so I'll pull that up real fast. NFL, let's go ahead and put this up. All right. So we have with Josh Allen, his over-under right now is 230.5. So are you taking the over or are you taking the under? I'm probably taking the over on this. I'll probably taking the over on this. And so I have a feeling that he's really going to test Alexander. Of course, he was coming off of a knee injury. I think that he's going to test Malachi Starks, who's a rookie. He's a rookie. He's going to be making mistakes. Love Palmer, especially versus Wiggins. So I think that we'll be able to say that we will. Dan knows how to say filet mignon. Yeah, dude, I am not going to risk that one. I am not going to risk that one. But next stream, I promise I'm going to have that pronunciation like an absolute pro. What up, Dan? I got 24-20 win or lose. I'll be watching at Tavern on the Tracks. Chris Woods, what's going on, my friend? In Charlotte, 24-20, man. 24-20. Who ends up winning? I'm going to the game, and I met Taron Johnson and Dorian Will yesterday. Humble guys. Ravens fan for life. We didn't have Hopkins. We didn't have Flowers. We didn't have Starks. We didn't have Alexander. We didn't have Mitchell. We didn't have Bateman. You need to do better homework. So the fact that like you're hyping up a 34-year-old DeAndre Hopkins, where the Buffalo Bills completely shut down D-Hop last year during both matchups, 3 matchups, as a matter of fact, because we had him during that. He's 34 years old, bro. He is the ghost of DeAndre Hopkins. Like, yeah, like he might be able to make a couple of plays. Cool. Like, that's quality. Like, you have Alexander, you have Mitchell. Like, dude, look, This Buffalo Bills team was undefeated at home last year. So I'm not entirely sure what your final score prediction is, but say, for example, that y'all lose. I suppose I'll see you again in January. And so when Buffalo is playing Baltimore, because like yeah, I don't know, man. Like you just never show up when you lose for some reason. If we win this game, we are going on a 9-0 win streak. Donnie, Bills win 31-27. Bills down 24-27. Score with 1:47 left, and the game will go to 31-27. Lamar throws a pick on 4th and 8. Oh my God, dude. That is a crazy prediction, and I am all about it. Hey, Dan, it is rumored that Jair Alexander will be playing. Are you still confident in that matchup with Coleman? Why or why not? For sure. 110% I am. He's coming off of a knee injury, a significant one. Like his knee has been getting drained once a week for the past like 5 or 6 weeks. Say that I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I wouldn't have him out there for more than 10 to 20% of the snaps, because why in the hell would you risk that guy who hasn't played a fully healthy season in the past 4 years when they should be utilizing him at fully healthy, no questions asked, by midway through the season to the playoffs? Say that he goes out there, I don't think he's going to be anywhere near to 100%, and I do see Keon Coleman winning that. Very interested to see what our guys are going to do without White. How do you feel about Dorian Strong? So I feel like that there was a pretty significant drop-off from Maxwell Harrison down to Tre'Davious White. I don't feel like that there's a big drop-off between Tre'Davious White and Dorian Strong. I really don't. In fact, I would say where Maxwell Harrison was a significant upgrade to Rasul Douglas last year, what I would say is that us missing out on Tre'Davious White is the exact same thing as us missing out on Rasul Douglas last year. Largely nothing. What helps out is that Bernard and Milano are incredible in coverage. So I think that serves as a pretty good insurance policy. And Taylor Rapp is also incredible in coverage. So it's more of a cohesive unit. Maybe Dorian Strong might have a welcome to the NFL moment, like here and there, but say that it's Strong like versus D-Hop, cool, like whatever. I'm not so much concerned as some people are. We have a little smoky. Hey, Dan, I just got the NFL subscription. $7. Is it good? Damn, dude. So I think you might have Red Zone. It's quality, man. Have a good time today. Good luck. We have Barry Hayes coming to the $10 donation. Good luck to you, Barry. Good luck to you. One thing I will say, this is hands down game 1 of 2. And so I think you guys can agree with me here that this is game 1 of 2. So prepare. Week 1, and then maybe a second matchup coming on up during the playoffs. Blued, hey, Dan, I haven't been paying much attention to the Bills. What should I look out for besides Josh Allen? I just got here. Blued, hey, man, listen, I hope you had a great offseason. Thank you so much for coming on back, man. So look for a good game tonight. And look for this Buffalo Bills team to prove that we actually address the things that pissed us off last season. Was question marks in third down defense. Like we ended up really pounding the table on investing in our defensive line. Like that's going to be the key. Can Buffalo get 4 stops? Can Buffalo make Baltimore punt 4 times? That's the key to this game. I am not concerned about Buffalo scoring 30 points on this Ravens team. No. Not concerned about it. Not one bit. But our defense. Can our defense get things done? Forgetting that Hamilton is a top safety in the league and Marlowe all-pro DB and Alexander also a Pro Bowl DB. Hopkins is a 6th option. So with Alexander's coming off of a pretty significant knee injury, I don't think he'll be the same whatsoever. As far as like Hamilton, he's probably going to be in the box more often than not because let's be honest with ourselves. When you look at the game last year, so the Buffalo Bills offensive line dominated the defensive line. So you guys are going to need as much pass rush as humanly possible. And if you're smart, then you're probably going to be putting Hamilton, so right in the box, trying to establish some sort of pressure. Like that's also so a matchup that I feel like a lot of us haven't been discussing too often. So the Bills offensive line bullied the Baltimore Ravens last year, bullied them in the playoffs. And we have that exact same offensive line coming back. So say that I'm a gambling man. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Hamilton like right in the box, probably taking him out of coverage and just leaving a rookie Malachi Starks out there. Love Palmer against Wiggins. Love Palmer against Wiggins. Don't like Shakir versus Marlon Humphreys, but I love Keon Coleman versus either a banged up Jair Alexander or Keon Coleman versus an Awuzie. So I think that Josh is going to be having a lot of opportunities to beat this defense up. We have bully ball for Coleman is in the building. We have stay sober mango. I think Keon Coleman has a crazy game, 8 receptions for 117 yards. We have 3 siblings saying that I'm a casual. How would you say that I'm a casual, 3 siblings? Please explain that in the chat. I would be curious to see what you have to say. Go Bills. How you doing? Jason, I have been up since 7 this morning, cut my hair and everything. I am so ready. You cut your hair. Perfect. Are there any concerns on Josh stating he's going out there with no expectations? Quote came from Like a Farmer podcast. Yeah, dude, listen, I love it. So you don't ever want to give anybody bulletin board material. He's just playing it with this way. I love the idea of the Chiefs being 1-3 after 4 games. You have Eagles, Giants, and Ravens the next 3 games. Bills fan 1. Finally, I can see Josh Allen play after 8 months. It's been far too long, my friend. I don't think Sleeper is in Pennsylvania. Let me know, dude. It's here. It's here. I just got the same hat Wegmans purchase. No, my buddies at New Era Cap actually ended up sending this over to me. Shout out to my buddy at New Era. He sent me this one. He sent me the blue one. And he sent me a bunch of baseball hats too. So shout out to New Era Cap for all the cool little gifts that they sent me after a while. We have Patrick coming in. Question coming from a Josh Allen diehard. Talk to me about this. Ravens 31, Bills 28. That's ballsy. I'm going 24-20 Buffalo Bills. Local D-line headlines a win. Safeties headline a loss. Tom Brady's coming in. Dazen $25. If you are in the USA, get a VPN. Dan Patriots win versus Las Vegas. I could totally see that. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. You are the man. We got Slick Beats Emmett's in the building. You help me get through games. Emmett, man, well, let me tell you what, dude. Fasten your seatbelt because we are going to be having a hell of a stream tonight. And I hope everybody in here is willing to tune on in and watch me scream at a television for about 3.5 hours. It's always a good time, and I appreciate that. No turnovers today. For sure, man. We cannot turn the football over. That is the case. Very nice. I provide. You know you miss Wegmans, though. I do, my friend. I do. When I'm up there on week 3, so I'm going to be up there for Bills Dolphins. I'm definitely going to Wegmans. I am definitely going to Wegmans while I am there, man. I'm hitting all my favorite wing spots. I'm going to be tailgating like an absolute crazy person. And I'm going to be excited to watch my Buffalo Bills team beat the Miami Dolphins like usual. Like, that's going to be it. I do miss Wegmans. Thank you for twisting the knife and making me feel some type of way. And so if you have a question for Dan, put a Q before your question. Yes, most of. Oh, okay, got it. Got my Tim Hortons, Saleen's Hot Dogs, Speedy's Chicken Wing Dip, and LBL's ready here in Tampa. Might hit the new Duffs for the game. Patrick McCabe, dude, you know what, man? Like, back in the day when I would actually do my live play-by-play reactions from the bar, I was methodical when it came into my superstitions. Like, I found a bar seat, and I had to sit in the exact same seat each and every single game. I'm wildly superstitious. So this week 1 matchup is probably going to get me going with what superstitions I roll with this year in 2025. But dude, have fun, have a great time, dude. It's going to be a solid thing. Dan, where's Bob? Bob's right here, dude. And so I had to get that out of my system. He'll be getting a lot more ass beatings later today. I can promise you that. Let's go, Buffalo. I love this team. So want a Super Bowl win. For all the Bills Mafia, Josh Allen deserves it. Let's get it started tonight. Buffalo strong. Ravens are the Bills, and the Bills are the Chiefs. No way y'all winning this regular season game. This is not the playoffs. Why specifically? So why do you feel so confident that this team that's playing a team that is undefeated at home last year in 2024, that's going up against the same offensive line that dominated them in the trenches, that's going up against an offense in Baltimore that does not have their two foundational pieces into getting their run game consistent, which is Ricard and Isaiah Likely. Like, tight ends aren't going to be a thing for Baltimore. Like, their injuries are far more significant than what Buffalo is dealing with right now. Yeah, sure, we don't have like a quality CB2, but got to tell you, last year we didn't either. Now we have two edge rushers that are great at stopping the run in Joey Bosa and Greg Rousseau. We have a deep defensive tackle room with our rookies that we drafted, with our starters by themselves. Last year, we ran man coverage quite a bit, and that was wildly effective against this team. I trust Benford against Bateman. Like, with Benford's one of the best CB1s in the NFL. I trust Taron Johnson, who indeed is one of the best slot corners in the NFL. I trust Taylor Rapp, who's quality, like rate and coverage. Like, we came off of a game where we were able to take the ball away from Baltimore twice. And so I wouldn't be so confident, dude. And if you are, I better see your bet slip. Just go on ahead and drop it. And no, like, fifth grader bet either. And no fifth grader allowance money bet either. You know what I mean, Dan? And do you ever miss living in Buffalo? LOL. So I miss my family. I miss the Bills games. I miss the food. Don't miss the winters. Don't miss the winters, man. But have no fear. I do go up and visit quite often. And so I do go up and visit quite often. I like my little life I got going on in Florida right now. So Lamar has never had a breakout performance against the Bills. If the run is stuffed, I really see no way the Ravens can get moving. Go Bills. My dad thinks the starters' timing is going to be off because they didn't play in the preseason. What do you think? Both sets of teams did not start their starters during the preseason. So don't be surprised if by the end of the first quarter it's like 0-0 or like 3-0. And so I could see some very ugly football, at least toward the beginning. I am going to go with 31-27 Buffalo Bills win. I love that. Inject it in my veins. So Lamar will give us 2 and an interception, no false start penalties. Slick Beats is in the building. Can we get a pregame interview with Bob, Dan, please? Of course. Later, though. What's up, Dan? Dolphin Joe here. I'm cautiously optimistic about my Fins today. Your quick thoughts. So I think it's going to be closer than people are willing to admit. So I do really like some of the matchups from Indianapolis, but like, what can Tua do, right? Can you guys slow the bleeding from this team who has a pretty good offensive line, quality run game? So I like a lot of their wide receiver versus your DB matchups as well. It's tough. Joe, don't hate me. I do have the Colts winning this game, like in a very close one, but I do think it's going to be a lot closer than people are willing to. Dan, where are you located at this point? I live in the panhandle of Florida. So I live in Pensacola, Florida. It's basically South Alabama. So that is where I stay. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it. I bet my money on the Ravens. I hope I lose it. Emmett, he's hedging his bets. I like that. Dan, are you going to fill Bob up if the Bills win? Bob's getting filled up after this stream. Pause. I understand that you guys are perverts, and that's what it means. But so I have to put water in Bob so that way that like he doesn't fall so easily when he gets these hands. You know what I mean? Go Bills. I watched your Raven podcast episode. I thought you were way too humble. We're winning the game. Lamar is going to choke. We got this. Standing on business is my Justin Bieber voice. I love that. I absolutely love that. Sometimes I like to switch things up. But yeah, I am confident that we win this game as well. I am happy that most of the roster is healthy, primarily having Benford and our receivers back. However, how do you feel about Prater as the kicker? He was awesome for the Lions, but he is past 40. We could be in a much worse situation. like with Prater was probably the best case scenario. I trust Prater more than I trust an undrafted rookie free agent that we could have brought in, right? Or somebody that was kicked out of the league due to lack of production. I trust him for like the fringe 35, 40-yard attempts, 55, 60. Surprisingly enough, I trust him more than Tyler Bass, that is obviously going through a lot of pain. So that's like, I'd say that's my thing at least. Let's go, Dan. We got this one. It's going to be a hell of a game. Secondary has some questions, but Lamar is going to be on his back a lot tonight. Look, so y'all have often heard me say this. A quality pass rush can completely evaporate a questionable secondary. If your team can get to the quarterback, an average to below average secondary means virtually nothing. Did we do enough this offseason? Can Joey Bosa make plays? Can TJ Sanders and Deion Walker, the rookies, make plays? I think that's a question we all need to answer. Can it happen? We'll see. Curtis, tonight is about defense in Josh's arms, not legs. Absolutely, Curtis. Absolutely. What's less reliable, a 34-year-old wide receiver or a 41-year-old kicker? A 34-year-old wide receiver, for sure. Dan, get ready. I'm still going to win our bet as much as I do not want Cincy to win. Go Cincy. Listen, so my upset of the week was Cleveland beating the Cincinnati Bengals. People are like, Dan, are you crazy? Who here thought the Patriots were going to beat the Cincinnati Bengals last year? I love how Cleveland matches up defensively. We will see. Bills media outlet, after big dubs tonight, we will be in the driver's seat for the number 1 seed. Prater's career long is 64. It was in Denver air, but he still kicked it. He did indeed, right? So I trust Prater for 50-plus field goals, more so than I trust an undrafted free agent that we could have brought in, and a lot more than I trust with Bass, who more than likely has a sports hernia. Let's hope that Prater's number isn't called too often tonight. Is wide receiver Caden Prater going to be good this season if he plays? I want to say that he is. So I want to say that Prater was released due to injury, and he might be on the practice squad. Someone fact check that for me. Folks. I'm here to hit that like button. Thank you, sir. That's the easiest way to show a little bit of love on this channel. Smash that like, please. Thank you so much. Michael Hall, I wish the Bills were playing the early game. Don't we all? Mike Check, probably the receiver. XO put. I can't wait to see the look on TD's face tomorrow after the Finns lose and the Buffalo Bills win. I promise you, TD's pain is going to be very often this year, and I cannot wait. Go Bills from Idaho is in the building. Edgar, what's going on? I hope you were enjoying your morning. I love the fact that the Bills are playing at home in prime time, season opener and last season of Highmark Stadium. It's very sad. However, I'm excited about our new stadium as well. Guys, 399 of you are watching. 193 of you are on YouTube. 194 of you are on X. 11 of you are on Facebook. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that thumbs up sign. There needs to be 193 like buttons hit by the end of this stream. No excuse why we can't make it happen. If you vibe with everything I do on this channel by keeping you up to date, by inspiring you, by motivating you into believing this football team, all I ask is you just take that millisecond and you hit that thumbs up sign and we talk a little ball together, man. Man, it's going to be a good game tonight. A little worried, not going to lie. It happens each and every single year, right? It happens each and every single year. It's that pre-game jitters where we think, oh my God, what if Buffalo is not the team we think that we are? Right in the grand scheme of things, like this game means nothing outside of bragging rights. Like that's like really all it means. I'm not really buying into the whole, oh my God, it's playoff implications. No, especially when you compare the strength of schedule. So between Baltimore and Buffalo, it's by far more of it's more of a narrative game. That's kind of my situation here, but that's it. We have Bills fan. We have Prater is on the waive/injured list. Thank you, Bills fan. He wasn't claimed, so he'll have to wait till next season to try again. Michael Hall, Jason, great take. Hopefully it will be a storybook ending for this team. What time should I start boozing, Dan? Waiting till late tonight is going to be tough. Start now, bro. Start now. And while you're at it, do me a favor and go pick up a case of Garage Beer, folks. Garage Beer is a proud partner of this channel. Yes, it's owned by the Kelsey brothers, but I got to tell you what, it's beer tasting beer. It's the sort of beer where you're hanging out with your buddies, or say, for example, that you guys are dad ages and you just like chilling in the garage, having football on while you're working on a project. Grab yourself a case of garage beer, folks. And when you do, send me a picture on X. Slam the garage beer tonight and let me know your thoughts on it, baby. That's the official beer partner of the Mafia channel. So say, for example, that you guys can run to the store, grab yourself a case, make it happen. Shout out Garage Beer for being a proud partner of my show. Josh is good in primetime games. He certainly is. Prather isn't on the practice squad. He was waived/injured. That was right. Joey, it is up to you. No, that's Prater. Okay. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I've been saying it too, bro. We have NY Jets Indy. What's up, Dan? I think y'all win, but go Jets. Thank you, sir. New York Jets Indy coming in here. Knowing ball. Listen, buddy, are you at Jets Media Day right now with Richie? Say that you are. Let him know I said what's up, and best of luck to your New York Jets today. Oh, okay. Thank you. We have Bill's Chick. Sorry, just can't support Kelsey in anything. Close your eyes and take a sip and just give me what you think. All right. It's great beer. It's great beer. That much I can tell you. I'm always worried. I'm a Bills fan, have been a 40 plus years. So I've seen it all. We lose games in the most frustrating and unbelievable ways. Go Bills. Time for a change. And the game will be a test of physicality. Put in your bets tonight, fellas. If we win tonight, we are going undefeated. Wow. I love that. Poor Richie. Okay, how many sacks do the Buffalo Bills defense get tonight? It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say because Lamar is very mobile. He's very good at evading pressure. So who gets home, right? Say that we want him sacked, man. Like, we're going to need some crazy interior pressure. Like, what I want is just pressure. Say that we get 1 to 2 sacks, I'm happy. Like, say that we get 3 to 4, I'm shocked, and I'm going to have to slap myself to make sure I'm not dreaming. But, like, pressure is going to be important, I would say. And do not be surprised what Matt Prater gets signed to the roster next week. My understanding is his entire salary would be guaranteed if he was signed before week 1. Interesting. Go Bills. Watching a game tonight with my homies who are Ravens fans. Yikes. Yikes, man. I hope you guys have a friendship after the game. I got Pittsburgh today. So do I. 7. Daniel's thinking 7 sacks. Let's talk about this. And do we have a better chance of beating the Chiefs this year? It's tough to say. It's still early. I just don't want to be disappointed again. Last year at the stadium, we have to win it all and hang that banner up in the new one. I agree. Ravens odds, the win went up. So we were both negative, and now Bills are at plus 110. Perfect. Get your money, folks. Only importance of this game is possible number 1 seed. And even that's a stretch, in my opinion, Carl. And even that's like a massive stretch. So because when you look at their schedule, so they play their division, and they haven't swept their division in God knows how long. Like when was the last time an AFC North team has swept their division? That's actually a really good question. It's probably been a significant amount of time. And then, so they play, so the NFC North this year as well. So they have the Lions, the Packers, they have the Vikings, the Bears. Like, that's a very tough division. So we'll see. Oh, we certainly do have a chance at beating the Chiefs. And did I see how bad they played the other night? I got my pizza, wings, Diet Coke, and legally streamed Red Zone. We are so back. I like that. So to be clear, we're going into this game with just 4 defensive tackles. Confused why we didn't bring Phillips up, especially for the game. Like maybe they're just crossing their fingers and hoping that we don't lose more than like 2 defensive tackles. You know what I mean? Not worried about Kansas City. It's Baltimore's year. And plus, so with going back to not bringing up Phillips, like we can only bring him back 3 times in the practice squad before we need to sign him to the 53-man roster. So I think that we're putting him on ice and we're using him for like more important games, like some November and December football when like seeding is actually a part of the conversation. So I think we're saving Phillips due to that alone. If the Bills lose, how you think we would, or if the Bills lose, how would we? Slow start and Ravens have a fast start. Say that Buffalo goes out there and like we see the same, like we can't stop a 3rd down conversion to save our life. And so our defense is gassed by the 2nd quarter And so our offense is not clicking until like the second quarter, the third quarter. That's how I would see us losing. So we just need to hope that we could just hit the ground running and start fast. You know what I mean? Last season of the Ralph, stopping the Chiefs from 4 straight Super Bowls, manifest positive energy, Bills fans. This is our season. Dude, thank you, Bills fan. Dude, I love that. I love that, man. Listen, let's get some positivity up in here. But all right, guys, listen, that's going to have to do it for the show today. I do want to let you guys know that I will be live for my live play-by-play reaction this evening. Say, for example, that you have not subscribed already. I highly recommend that you subscribe and turn on bell notifications, because tonight I am going to be live reacting to the game. So say, for example, that you want to cheer on the Bills with me live on air. I hope to see you there. We will be live at 6:45 p.m. EST. Shout out to Sleeper, a proud partner of this show. Download it for 100% deposit match all the way up to $100. Let me know your parlays on X. Grab yourself a case of garage beer. Send me a picture of you with the case once you're all said and done, or if you're drinking a garage beer today. And y'all enjoy some football. So I'm going to go fire up my grill. So turn on NFL Red Zone and just rot on the couch and wait until the anxiety starts to creep up on me as the Buffalo Bills set to play the Baltimore Ravens tonight on Sunday Night Football. I love each and every single one of you. Spam Go Bills in the chat while I'm going out. Like this video, and we'll see you later tonight. Go Bills.